Well, thank you all and good evening. I'm Kiana Faucette, the president of the Ben Holt Memorial Branch of the National Association for Negro Musicians. Tonight, I am excited to continue my conversation series, and I'm fortunate to have Mr. Kelvin Page and Mr. Everett Holt, two wonderful musicians, with me tonight. Kelvin Page is the vice president of the DC NAM branch, and we will be interviewing Mr. Williams because next Sunday we are a week away from a dynamic piano concert that we're holding to establish funding for our youth program, which is a part of NAM. Thank you for joining us tonight, Everett Williams. We will not hold you too long. I am so grateful to have you
Yes.
here, and thank you and welcome, Mr. Page.
Yes. It is so wonderful to have this forum with Everett Williams, a good friend, a longtime friend, wonderful musician, uh, just an all around good man in his dealings with music and people. And he's been in the Washington area for many years. And we are just delighted to have Mr. Williams as one of the Ben Hope Memorial Branch members offer a concert along with Kevin Allen. And I think there will be a singer on this concert as well, doing a composition by Leslie Adams, since he went away. I did see that as a part of the program, which is a very beautiful composition. And so Mr. Williams, he's going to tell us about the concert, and we're going to ask questions regarding the concert. I'm very curious about the composers that have been selected. I'm really curious about the collaborative piano playing with the other pianists. So this is where we're going to start. So Everett, just welcome. And Everett, we are so delighted. And we're just basically talking to you about the composers and the concert that's coming up next week. And the composers that you've selected are Nathaniel Dett, Samuel Coleridge Taylor, one of my favorites, and Harry T. Burley, and Artie Matthews, that I have found some information on, and his being a contemporary of Scott Joplin and his composing of Pastime Rags. So let's get started. So, Mr. Williams, Everett, give us a little synopsis of all of this beautiful music that you all have selected for next Sunday, June 26th.
Okay. So, well, first of all, I have this book given to me by another great musician of the in the Washington area, Nevi Otley, and it has these various composers and their music. And so I've been a little negligent in really kind of looking up information on these composers, but I just kind of went through the book and decided some of the pieces that I wanted to do. We'll say that for the end. I chose a suite called From the Southland. That's Harry T. Burley.
Yes.
And this is a wonderful little piece. It really is really kind of like a spiritual, and you'll hear the spiritual, and it's kind of hymn-like. And for so many people who do not know, of course, a wonderful singer like Kelvin knows this, but it was in my adult years that I found out that Burley really wanted to be known for his art songs and not really spiritual. So that's all. That's what most people know, So this gives us a chance to hear some of his works. First of all, that are not choral works.
Sure.
So that is lovely. Of course, I imagine a lot of us know about Samuel Coleridge Taylor, He did what is called 3/4. It's very interesting, and there are about 6 or 8 of those, I think. So I chose Boss Suite number 6, which I'm really excited about. This is kind of my bravura piece for the concert.
Oh, sure.
I love that. I know that's right.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Now, when we say ragtime, everybody thinks of Scott Joplin.
Right.
However, Artie Matthews, I had not, studied about him, so don't know a lot about him, but he has some wonderful rags, and I've chosen one of his rags. And also, it's called a slow drag. Everybody thinks, I guess, young pianists, when they do, Maple Leaf, everybody wants to race through everything.
Right.
These rags were really not intended to go so fast,
Okay.
And I wish during the recital we could talk like we're talking now, say all these various things. But so again, really happy to introduce to our audiences some ragtime music that's not by Scott Joplin, and something that I think that they will enjoy. Now, of course, when I was asked, I knew I was going to do something by R. Nathaniel Dett.
Yes.
I'm quite honored that he is, or I guess I should say, I am a product of his alma mater, Oberlin College.
Right.
And he was the first Black musician to obtain the music education degree.
That's right. He's a Canadian Black.
Yeah.
Came from Canada to go to school here, and
absolutely.
The rest is history because of
right.
music.
So much about him.
Yeah.
So what I've chose, and in fact, now that I've learned the Barker roll, I've done everything in this suite in the bottoms. This in the bottom suite, which is supposed to be about the peculiar ways and of our people who live in what is called the Southern Bottoms region.
That's right.
So this time I'm going to do Prelude, which is night, and then contrast that with the Barker roll, which is morning. And the Barker roll is the more technical piece.
Yeah, and if I may interject, sure. Most people are used to hearing you play the Juba dance.
Yeah.
That's the most popular piece out of there. Right. And you play that very well. I heard you play that on a piano concert some years ago, and it was just fantastic.
Thank you.
So this is just fantastic music being fed to the public in the most beautiful way, live stream and in person. And right after the pandemic, what better way to celebrate the piano and piano music and bring people back together.
Right.
So, yep. Really looking forward to hearing the Harry T. Burleigh, because as you said, he's known for just his spiritual book, but he had, 2,000 or more art songs that have been discovered. And one of our members, Regina McConnell, was really instrumental in bringing these art songs to life and by recording them. So I really think that is wonderful to hear some of his works other than spiritual, but based on an art song. So that's going to be wonderful to hear that suite, the South Hall suite as well. Really looking forward to this concert. And of course, you will have the opportunity to talk candidly about the music on your concert and to introduce Artie Matthews to, this is new to the Washington audiences in some way, because a lot of us have not heard a lot of his music.
Exactly. And having the ability to work with you and have Kevin Allen on stage as well brings a different brevity to the concert. It's often we only go and listen to the music. We never get to hear the artist's interpretations of the compositions that they play and the reasons why they chose it. So that'll be very interesting aspect to have as you all.
Right.
So it'll be great. You're definitely, it's your concert, but we want, but we are also an educational organization. So
Sure.
that aspect of it is definitely needed, and it'll be great. I'm
And
excited.
it's going to be good. And
Even more excited.
And also, I'm anxious to hear Kevin's numbers. Noah Francis Ryder, the only thing I know, really break bread together, so they're here again hearing some piano music, right?
Yes. And he composed a lot of music as well, and a lot of different spirituals like "And I Cry."
Yes.
And that's a choral setting as well. He has a lot of choral settings that are not done as often as the more familiar ones that we're used to hearing. Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing Mr. Allen. So give us a little more insight into how you approached selecting the Burley and the Coleridge Taylor. What are your thoughts and feelings about these composers?
Well, I wanted to do something that would be, of course, very varied in styles. And having done The Debt, I wanted to branch out and do some more composers. And as I was looking through this book, and looking through the different styles of the music, the Samuel Coleridge Taylor, there were several pieces in there, and of course I couldn't do them all, so I finally kind of narrowed down on some, that I really liked.
Yes.
And I guess between the Samuel Coleridge Taylor and the Artie Matthews and the Burley, I found the different genres within the classical that I wanted to do, so that it's a well-rounded program. That's exactly what I wanted.
Yes.
And I've kind of fallen in love with all of them.
That's wonderful. So your interpretation will come to life with all of these composers in 3 or 4 different ways of what you're going to show us with the Debt, the Burley, and the Artie Matthews. So that is fantastic. We're looking forward to that.
Now, I'm excited for, I'll call it the finale. For the Juba Dance this time, we're going to do it as the duet.
Right.
4 hands, 2 pianos.
Right.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be fantastic.
Definitely.
Can't wait to hear that. And what a way to end the program with a big bang like that.
Right.
Exactly.
So we're just looking forward to it. We wanted to spend some time with you, and we wanted to make sure that the Washington community knows that this is going on with such outstanding artists like yourself. And thank you for bringing Kevin Allen into the focus of the DC audience through NAMM. So we're most grateful for that, and that you two will collaborate in a duet or 2. And
maybe have an encore that we don't even have ready.
Right.
That's something to bring them back out.
Yeah, because he's mentioned something else. I don't know whether we really have time to do it, but he and Beck has mentioned us doing something else together. Kevin and me. So I guess
is he a composer? Is he a composer too?
I do not think so. He's a teacher. He's a high school choir teacher.
Right. Okay. Okay, but you are a composer, and I was wondering if you were going to do some of your own work.
Well, mine is basically the opera, so that's the next project that I really need to kind of finish up. We're having it orchestrated.
Oh, the Martin Luther King opera.
Yeah.
That's a great work.
That is going to be.
That's a great work. I remember when you did like a little premiere of that some time ago.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that should have been done. That should be done.
Yeah, of course.
That should be done. And we would love to talk to you more about doing it and
yes, let's really
and having it staged and getting a good orchestra and all that type of thing
For sure.
to put it on as a DC event. I see in this day and age that there's so many African American composers being recognized for their composing as an opera composer. We have our own composers right here in DC, so we need to do a whole lot more with the people.
Exactly. We have so much.
We don't always have to be at the Kennedy Center.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, we need to do a whole lot more in bringing the community into the fold with composers that have works already in progress. And so let's talk about that. That would be a great project, and we can get some money from arts and humanities and put it on.
Exactly. Right, that would be marvelous.
But that's one of the beautiful things about this city. I'm not from DC, but I always marvel at the amount of musicianship that's here and readily at our fingertips. And it's events like this by a smaller organization where we're really putting DC artists on a pedestal and giving you an opportunity to showcase music created by African Americans, played by us. So there's that level of feeling that comes in through what you're playing, because it's not being interpreted through a different lens, like we're all one. So we get it, and we know the feelings that the composers have, and we're able to just articulate that beautifully through our hands or through our voices and things of that nature. And it's a wonderful thing. And there's this resurgence and this happiness that's happening around Black music and Black composers and Black musicians throughout the city. And it's, even though the pandemic was a sad thing, I think that this has really created that space for us to definitely uplift ourselves and congratulate us and be available to everybody and offer the education and the space to present your music, your artistry in whatever way you want to.
If we don't do it for us, it won't get done.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Got to. You're right. Exactly.
And Kiana is a wonderful grants writer and all of that, so we can get the money. So let's think about that.
And let me just say too that they talk about the masters, great masters, Bach and Beethoven and Chopin and all these folks. Black composers have done a phenomenal job, and their music is just glorious and beautiful and very challenging. So we need to get our music out there.
Exactly. And the other wonderful part of this conversation that you mentioned, Nevi Otley. She has been an advocate in researching Black composers from every period, from the Renaissance, the Baroque period, the classical period. She has unearthed a lot of information that we should be proud of, and we should spread that history amongst ourselves and to our children, that we didn't just happen in the 20th century with jazz.
We've been here. We've been here.
We've been a part of the entire fabric and tapestry of music forever.
We're the foundation of it all. We're not just limited to rap, R&B, blues.
Right.
None of that. There's foundations in classical music. There's a reason why musicians, we love it. We feel it, and it's ingrained in us to be the way that we are, and it isn't only from white composers.
That's right.
And like you said, Mr. Page, there are these Black composers from the classical era that create such complicated and beautiful pieces, but it's because of the fact that they're Black and they have these ideas in their minds that aren't just really simplistic. And I'll be glad for the day to come where my daughter isn't only talking about Beethoven, Mozart, but just the top people. I want to hear about.
Beethoven was Black. Beethoven is Black, so thank God she's talking about Beethoven.
She talks about him a lot, but but I'm always like, let's ask around. You got too many musicians in your world to just only focus on the popular classical artists.
Sure, exactly. And the other thing, one of the most famous librettists, Pushkin, is Black as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pushkin comes from African lineage. I'm sorry, and because his grandmother was Jamaican.
Okay.
Wow. So it's a wonderful tapestry of the Black voice, the Black contribution to music, period. Well, Dr. Williams, this has been just wonderful having these moments with you to talk and to get some insight regarding your concert that's coming up on Sunday. We are just delighted, right, President?
We are overjoyed. I've already told you all. I don't know how many more times do I have to say I'm ready for this to happen. I'm sneaking in to all of the practice sessions that you all are having. I want the 4 people that are watching on live right now to copy that Eventbrite link that I've just pasted in the chat. Tickets are still for sale. If you don't want to come in person, I don't know why you wouldn't want to come in person. We have a virtual option. So definitely come support our artists that have already done so much for us, and let's just appreciate them now as they continue to educate us and all of that. And I'm ready. This is Sunday.
All right.
And thank you for this time to talk about the concert.
Yes, indeed. It's a wrap.
Have a good one. Thanks, everyone.
All right. Sunday, June 26th.
June 26th at 3 p.m.
3 o'clock.
See you there.
You're in your church.
Right.
See you there. Have a good one. Bye-bye.